welcome to DeFi Render session 7. In this session 7, we are going to learn different types of artificial lights and how to modify the properties of the light. I already taught you that how to work out with the natural light which are available in the DeFi. We have mainly three types of lights. That is means only one light, but we have three types in the DeFi. That is Geosky, HDRI and custom lights. Okay. So by using all these three types of lights, we can play with the day effect, afternoon effect, night effect or evening effect. But whenever we are creating evening effect or night effect, so we have to place the artificial lights also. In the DeFi, we have different kinds of artificial lights like point light, spotlight, strip light and rectangle light. Let's see how these lights works. Before that, let me explain the theory behind the light. What is mean by light? Light is a form of energy that travels in a waves. And types of light, as I already told you, natural light and artificial light. So natural light is nothing but sunlight, moonlight. Okay, in the DeFi, we can work out with the Geosky, custom sky and HDRI. But in the real life, we use bulbs, LED, tube light, okay, spotlight, different kinds of lights. But comes to the DeFi, we have four types of lights. That is already I told you, point light, rectangle light and then strip light, okay, and spotlight. Then what are the properties of light? Simply placing the light, we don't get a real effect. Okay, so once we place the lights, we have to play with the reflection, refraction, intensity, okay, absorption, dispersion, like that. Reflection means what? When light bounces off and it gets shiny surfaces. So whenever we are working with the metal, glass, okay, so different kinds of shiny materials, we get a reflection when light bounces over it. The next, refraction. Light bends when it passes through the different materials like glass, water, okay, and absorption. So some surfaces absorb the light and making them warm and cool. The next one is dispersion. White light splits into 7 colors. Those are the rainbow colors, Vibgaya we can say. And how the light behaves, okay, travels in a straight line and can be focused, diffused or redirected, and has both the wave and particle in nature. The next, lighting in design. In architectural way, we can call it as ambient light, that is general light in space. Task light, that is focused light for the activities. We can use a spotlight in that situation. The next, accent lighting, which highlights the art or architectural elements. Okay, so simply placing the lights will not a matter. We have to get to know what intention, what is the intention to place that light. Okay, so what is the purpose behind that placing the lights. And also before that, let me explain you how this intensity of the light works. The light intensity works with the temperature. Okay, here I am telling you the warm light, the intensity varies from warm to cold. Warm is nothing but the temperature between 2000 to 2700 Kelvin. Neutral, it is about 3000 to 3500 or till up to 4000. Next, cool, from 5000 to 6500 or lesser than the 6500. And cold, we can say 6500 to 8000. So this is how we can work out with the light temperature. So we can change the light color either by using the light temperature option or using the RGB value. Next, application of those temperature. So we don't use all the kinds of lights in all the kind of project. Okay, normally here you can see the light temperature, that is about 2700 Kelvin. We can call it as a warm white, so which is very friendly, okay, and we can use it for the home, libraries and restaurant. Next one is 3000 Kelvin temperature, which we call it as a soft white. Okay, so which welcomes you the warm pledging. The next, we can use it for the hotel, rooms, lobbies and retail stores. Next one is 3500 Kelvin, which we call it as a neutral white. Okay, so next, executive offices we can use it. Okay, reception areas we can use it. 4000 Kelvin, which we call it as a cool white. Okay, which is very neat and efficient. We can use it for the offices, classroom, okay, and then showroom. 5000 Kelvin, which we call it as a daylight, that is very bright and cool in nature. We can use it for the graphics industry, hospitals, galleries and beauty salons. Yeah, so this is enough, I think, to play with the temperature and color. For better understand, so I am done with the Google SketchUp model. Okay, this one I want to import it in the D5. So at one side I open the new page in the D5. I want to sync the model. Either you can import the option, you can go and then import the SketchUp file, or else, as I always suggest you guys, you can go with the live sync. Why means, whatever the changes I do in future, okay, if I forget something to place, okay, and if I place it later, that you get lively in the D5. So here I done with the interior model, that is 2 BHK interior model, and I am ready with the extension. To get that, you can just click on the extension, then click on the D5 live sync. Okay, it is already on. Then you just stop that. Again you can go and then start syncing with the D5. Connect to D5. So it is getting syncing with the D5. Open the D5. Yeah. So here you can check the progress. Yeah. So it's done with the syncing. You can open the D5. Okay, the model is ready to work. And I am just using my mouse scroll option to move ahead, or else you can go with the navigation bar, that is W. If it is not working, then you can go here and then you can click on the fly option, so that you can work out with the navigation tools. And then, so if I want to adjust the height, eye height, then you can go and then adjust the height like this. Yes. Okay, make sure that your camera should be ortho. So let me take the scene. So I want to create the lights for the scene. Yeah, for this, and then I'm just moving with the kitchen. Yeah. Take one more scene, orbit it, and I am just taking somewhat like this, and make sure that camera should be fit and create the scene. Yeah, so I feel the light is not coming properly through this. Okay, here we have two windows. I'm getting more light, and when I come to the scene 2, that is my kitchen, we have only one window and light is coming through the window. Okay, so let me go with the environment to set the daylight effect. So in the last session I already covered about this Geosky, custom and HDRI. Okay, so depending on that you can just change the time according to day. This is how you can get the intensity. So I'm just switching it into scene 3. Yeah, and change the intensity and time. So this is how I am getting the shadow with respect to the time. So whenever you want to take the daylight effect or day render, so you can just play with this custom option, HDRI option, and you can play with. So I'm just going with the Geosky now. Yes, and then update it. Yes. So you can play with the height, density and all the stuff. Okay, so now I'm just moving with the artificial light. In the D5 we have 4 types of lights, that is point light, spotlight, strip light and rectangle light. Okay, so to get the point light, let me hit on 1, spotlight 2, strip light 3 and rectangle light 4. Either you can go with the numbering or you can access the light from this. For better understand what I am doing, I intentionally reducing the light into evening or night, so that I get to know whether the artificial lights has placed properly or not. Yes. Okay. Okay. So access the point light and you can place the point light. So wherever you want a light, okay, in the form of point, so you can place it. So I'm just placing it here. Okay, so once you place, you get a properties related to that. You go with the inspector to get the properties and you can change the location, and then here we have a intensity. So just increase the intensity like this. See, the light get spreads throughout the kitchen room depending on the intensity, but when I increase more, okay, it doesn't look nice. So just make sure that you are just concentrating on that particular area because it is a point light. So I have to spread the light to the particular area only. Yeah, so I can reduce the radius of that light. Okay, and move the camera movement, and you can play with the light source, and either you can change the intensity or you can just manually enter the intensity. Yeah, so once I place, and if I want to change the color effect, okay, then as I already told you, we can work out with the temperature or we can work out with the color. So in temperature you have to enter the temperature. Warm means around 3000, 2000 to 3500, 4000, and cool effect means you have to give 6 to 6500. If I give 2500 here, I get a warm effect. So just wait about some time, so you get a warm effect here. Gradually I'm just go on changing this. See, even you are getting a reflection of that light here over the glass. As I already told you, whenever you are placing the lights, make sure that what kind of surfaces you have around. Okay, so depending on that you have to play with the properties of that light. See, if I am changing the intensity, not only here, it is getting reflected over my glass also. Okay, so make sure that it looks natural whenever you are playing with the light properties. Okay, light sources. So you can change the position of that light also. You can rotate the light and you can change the position either by putting the coordinates, or you can just operate with this axis. Yeah, okay. So now if I want to play with the color, okay, you can go with the color and you can just click on the color option. Now I'm not getting that what is the value or what is the exact color I have to change. Simply you are just changing it into red. Okay, green means in normally pubs and all we can give a different kinds of lights. Okay, but whenever you are working with a residential project, okay, hotels and offices, don't go blindly. Okay, so you have to always go with the RGB value. Sometimes we may have a HSV and HEX, that is hue, saturation and value. Okay, but always you can go with the RGB value. Now if you don't know that is what exactly value you have to put in the RGB, let me ask my friend, that is ChatGPT. So you can just go with the ChatGPT and I am asking, give me RGB value for temperature about cool or warm. Yeah, hit enter you get a RGB value. Yeah, so warm red, that is the value to 55, 69 and 0. Let me change this to 55, 69 and 0. Yeah, make sure that you have a RGB and you hit to 55, 69 and 0. Hit it. Yes, somewhat you get like this. And warm orange 255, 140. 255 is already there, 140 or 141 around I take, and let me go with 0. Yeah, so this is how you can change, but you just increase the intensity with respect to that. Yes, and make sure that you place the light properly. Yes, place it. Go with the RGB, click on the color. It is 141 and 0. Yeah, so this is how you are getting the light effect. Okay, or else simply I go with the temperature. It takes some time to reflect. Okay, so it is all depending on what kind of graphics and RAM you have. It doesn't mean that it is not changing. Okay, you have to wait till it reflects, and even you can go with the temperature also. So like this way you can use the spotlight. So what I feel, point light is not visible properly. Let me change it into spotlight. Rather than clicking on this point light and hit delete and again I have to place the spotlight, what I do now, here you come with the light attribute. So this point light I want to change it into spotlight. So that point light totally converted into spotlight. Then you get a properties related to spotlight, and you can increase the intensity of that light. So this is how you are getting the reflection over this pot. Yes, intensity. Okay, and then change the cone angle, how much angle you want, and you can change the spread amount. Yes, I want to highlight only this area, and then later on once you decide, you can go with the color or you can go with the temperature value. Yes, okay, even if you want to duplicate, then you can just click the Ctrl D, or you can take a duplicate. So you can place it here or here, wherever you want. So you can place it. With the same light, I just want to take a spotlight, or else you can take a duplicate of that light. Take a duplicate and then you can place. So I'm not getting anything, so let me change it into day view so that I get to know my model. Yes, let me take the copy of the spotlight. Take a duplicate, or else simply you can take a new light and you can place it. Spotlight, and you can place it like this. Yeah, so once I place, you go with the inspector and then you can change the intensity, and you can change the cone angle, radius. Yes, and then intensity. Okay, so same thing. Now I want to duplicate that light and then I want to place it here. Okay, go with the kitchen view. let me take the scene also. Yeah. Now if I want to place the strip light, okay, so just go here and then take a strip light and you can place it here. So once you place, so decide the intensity and all. You can go with the inspector and then you can change the intensity, okay, and you can change the value. Yeah, and take a duplicate and place one more light here. Yes, let me go with that particular scene and don't forget to update it. Same thing. Okay, so like this way I'm done with the point light, spotlight and strip light. In case if I feel that some more light I want to spread throughout this room, then I take a rectangle light and then I can place at the ceiling. Okay, so once I place, you can go with the inspector and you can change the intensity of that particular light. See, this is how much spread you want. Okay, so how much amount of light you want to spread throughout the room, and then you can change the length of that light and radius of that light. Okay, so just have a look over the trolley. This is how the light spreads over the objects. Yes. Okay, and after that I'm just changing the color of that light by using the temperature option. Yes. And let me reduce the intensity little. Okay, so this is how you can play with the different types of lights. Okay, and don't forget to update the scene.